Good job. About 5 years ago, my father turned 70. And we in the Michigan coast side of the family had planned to come out to visit, to celebrate the birthday with the rest of our family, only we had planned it as a surprise to him. We kept it secret, saying that we couldn't come out, but as a consolation, our family put together a montage of photographs that we had collected, stemming from his youngest years to the gray-haired grandfather that he was but a few years ago. Not that he's gotten any less gray, but all the same. In addition, we made a movie, sort of a trailer, if you will, to the montage, a spoof on The Godfather. Adrian, the boys, and I all gathered around the table. We had a feast, Italian style, in tribute to the Godfather of the day, my father, their grandfather. It was a wonderful process putting together this montage. And it stirred within me a profoundly moving glimpse of a man's life. A man I love, as he grew from childhood to the army, from dating to marriage, from the birth of 2 children, their birthdays, their B'nai Mitzvah, their confirmations, and their graduations, to their weddings. From the celebration of grandchildren to the joys of a couple at long last together on their own, with family and friends, the sweetness and sadness of family and friends no longer here. Now, we did come to California, and it was altogether glorious. But what remains with me the most were those quiet moments in preparation for the day. Late at night, after all had gone to bed, working on the photographs at the kitchen table, and the deeply moving contemplation of a life from birth to maturity, pondering my father's dreams and successes, his faults and his failings, his worries and his peace at that point along his life's journey. Was he content, I wonder? Would he say that he lived and lives his life well? Does he feel love in its truest form? Had he fulfilled all his dreams? Were there regrets for opportunities not taken? That year in particular, my father's pictures were not the only photographs I had the privilege of coordinating, for I had undertaken to remaster and display all of my then congregation's confirmation class photographs, reaching all the way back to the first confirmation in 1867. 118 classes all told, countless faces, generations of lives and experiences. I volunteered my off hours to digitally scan, then clean up the scratches and the tears, the stains, the effects of age, to bring each picture as close to its original state as possible, a process that took an entire year. Although it was also the year I began to wear glasses for straining over each face, each shadow, each wisp of hair, there was something nevertheless wonderfully captivating about the whole endeavor that I have never regretted. Because I had to study each scene, indeed each individual, so carefully, it was as if I got to know them personally. In the quiet of early morning and late evening, my mind would start to wander back to their time. Indeed, it was exciting and wondrous to witness the change in styles of clothing, of hair. I saw beloved rabbis begin their legacies, and I watched them transition to retirement as a new generation of rabbis rose to take their place. And even as they grew older, the years aging them gracefully, I saw each new class forever young, fresh, and idealistic, full of dreams. As I looked into their faces and their eyes, excited, bright, ready soon to step out into the world, I wondered at their thoughts. the experiences that would unfold before them, the discoveries that would challenge and better their world. There were those confirmed before the advent of electricity, before the automobile and the telephone and the TV, before paved highways, before penicillin. There were those who would grow to serve in war, those who would struggle through the Great Depression, those who would hear radio arrive for the first time in homes, experience the birth of the Jewish state, realize the awesome power of the atom, witness the struggle for equality of gender and race, see the first human being land on the moon. I could only guess at what would become, at what would unfold before each of these confirmants as they traveled their life's journeys. Great stories, I'm sure, each one different and unique, as shaped by the circumstance of their day as by the character of their souls. And I came to wonder of the dreams that they held for their future as they sat before the camera's lens. Ultimately, in that year, I came to ask the existential questions that, in the end, must come to be asked if one is to courageously be honest with oneself. Questions exceptionally pertinent to this season. Questions borrowed from my work on my father's pictures. Questions borrowed from my work on the confirmation class pictures. Have I been successful myself in my goals? Have I stayed to my path? Have I fulfilled my dreams? Have I let my inspirations dim and fade? Indeed, I would ask each of us here, this first day of the new year, of the dreams that we, each of us, have held, that wait to be made real, of where we have compromised and of what we have let go. Who have been your detractors, and who your inspiration? And I would ultimately ask, in all of your tries and your starts and hoped for accomplishments, if you've considered the source of your dreams. Because I would suggest to us this morning that our dreams don't arrive out of a vacuum. But indeed, our dreams are given to us by God. That they are